Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Benediction Gamer, aka Pokéxebz, back again with another video. And today, another one of my challenges, something a little bit different, but one that I think you're still going to enjoy. So today I'm coming at you with a shiny challenge. This is one where I've set myself a goal to catch a full shiny team within 2 hours. And then what I'm going to do is build a composition from this team. We're going to go online, and then we're going to have 3 battles and see what sort of win rate we can get. So I say another challenge. Hope you enjoy this challenge. I say, as always, leave your suggestions in the comments for challenges that you'd like to see or team compositions you think I'd enjoy running. And as always, hope you enjoy this, guys, and keep it holy. And so let's get into the hunt. So getting into the first one, so we're going to start off with a ground sandwich, because we're just going to try and go for some Pokemon that I don't have on my shiny deck so far. So one that I've initially spotted that I'd quite like to add to the team would be, man, as usual I forgot the name of the guy. It's the mushroom thing. Toad, not, well, it is Toad School. Maybe Toad School, would it? Either. And also wouldn't mind getting a Donphan on the team. So we're going to start off by looking to try and obtain ourselves the mushroom guy himself, Toad School. And yeah, we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how much time it takes. So sometimes you can get lucky with sandwiches. See, with a lot of my shorter videos, I've managed to find some within sort of the first 30 seconds of going into a hunt. Others don't find at all in the sandwich. So yeah, it can't be the way it goes. I like to think I've got fairly good eyesight and I spot most of them. As you'll see with a few of them in these videos, a few are quite hard to find. But so I think it was 18 minutes in to the hunt for the first one, but we've managed to find ourselves the Toad School. Luckily it was the second evolution because it's easier to spot. Although I do think Toad School is fairly easy to spot because the guy is white. It's fairly stark contrast to the standard formation, but we'll see how it goes. Now you also see error I made during this challenge. I forgot to bring a Pokemon with me that knows the move False Swipe. So due to that I was just blindly throwing balls at a Pokemon hoping to catch him. But luckily critical capture on the Toad School, so fantastic start. That's one that say wants to get my shiny decks, and a beautiful addition to the team. Doesn't have the greatest ability from my understanding, but reasonable decent moveset. Could be a good option for the team, but we'll see how it goes. I say it's the first one we've caught. We'll see how much spare time we have left at the end, if we are capable of catching more than 6, and give us the options to maybe switch out a few. But let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Should it be the first 6 I catch I have to use and the other ones are just bonus, or do you think it was okay to use whatever Pokemon I got in the allotted time that I gave myself? So we'll see now. Searching for Donphan or Phanpy. Both should be fairly easy to identify. So Donphan is going to be a nice brown colour, and Phanpy is a lighter colour, but when they're in a pack like this, it should be fairly noticeable amongst the others. But we'll see how this one goes. So we've got 12 minutes left on the sandwich, so we are hunting with a fair bit of squeaky bum time, thinking, are we going to get it this time? But we'll see how this one goes. Cyclizar, hate those guys, always running into me. Not as bad as Veluza. Veluza is, honestly, I don't know who created that thing. They deserve to be shot, quite frankly. Squishful, and now we'll see there. So yeah, Phanpy, it was quite noticeable, quite lighter compared to the normal guys. Might be a bit difficult if it was solo spawn, perhaps, and it wasn't near any of its compadres. But amongst other, we can see with the 2 in the background, yeah, it's quite noticeable. That's one of my favourite things about the open world thing, is how you just have, sometimes you'll have a viewing party, a spectating party of wild Pokemon. I had it the other day when I was catching a shiny. It was like 4 or 5 Pokemon, and they were just beautifully lined up as well. It's fantastic. Let me know what's one of your favourite things you've experienced open world. So at this point, that's going to be the end of our ground sandwich. 7 minutes left. I believe I wasted the last 7 minutes trying to get a Mudsdale, but I already have one, but it would have been a nice to be a giveaway. So the next guy we're going to go for is a psychic sandwich, I believe. You can see the ingredients there. Pause it if you needed to. And just in terms of most of these sandwich guys, the base ingredients for these are going to be tomato, 1 hamburger, 1 green pepper, 1 onion, two of any herb of Mystica, and then it would be 2 items pertaining to whatever type you're trying to hunt. So for instance, in this one it was psychic, so 2 onions I'm going to be using. And just if anyone's wondering what we'll be hunting now, we're going to be looking for a Curlier. And so at this point I'm thinking we're going to be going, well, I'm thinking if I catch a female one first, then I will endeavour to look for 2, because it would be nice to have a Gardevoir and a Curlier, and a Gallade. However, if I catch a male one first, I will be happy with that, and we'll just rock with a Gallade for now, because I've already got a competitive Gardevoir built. And to be honest with you, I actually prefer the standard colour on the Gardevoir. But we'll see how this one goes, how long this hunt is going to take. I believe, if I'm correct, I have previously hunted Curlier at this spot without any luck. At this point I'm thinking, yeah, let's get in a couple of resets just to see how many spawning in this area. Is it worth doing that, or is it better just going up and down? Quite quickly ascertain it's probably best to be going up and down. So we'll see how that's going along. Moving across, so it looks like, well, actually, so we're going to be approaching perhaps a Curlier coming up soon, and look, there he is. So we're going to see, well, I might have ruined that one because I just said he. So yeah, gave that one away, guys. 10 minutes into it, so it wasn't too long. Managed to get ourselves a male Curlier, but we're about to see something dodgy is about to happen. And guys, this is why we save our game before we get into battles with shinies, because my understanding, I did not have any idea this Pokemon was going to have access to this move. See you later, Chief, he says. Adios, auf Wiedersehen. Oh yeah, I never like when that happens. I'm always you know, speculating. What if it doesn't spawn back in? But luckily we're going to see the Curlier spawn back in, and hopefully once we go for it this time, we'll manage to catch it in the balls. But we'll see how this one goes for us. And so back into battle now. So again, we can go for a Premier Ball again. I think it's going to look nice in a Premier Ball, and a decent number of them to throw at it. But again, we're scared. Is it going to be teleporting out here anytime soon? So this whole time I'm just screaming at my Switch, don't use teleport, don't use teleport, don't use teleport. Let's see, second ball, no luck here. Yep, I'm worrying now because every move that goes by I'm just thinking, right, anytime now teleport's going to be coming. So third ball, can we get third ball lucky? Nope, third time is not the charm. But luckily it's still coming with the attack moves, no teleport thus far, which is fantastic. Slightly unfortunate you used it the first time, because there's another thing as well which I'm not best pleased with, is the fact that when a moment like that happens and you have to reset the game, you lose your sandwich. Now it's not so bad because, okay, I found the shiny off the sandwich, but I've now lost 20 minutes of a sandwich for no reason other than the fact that Pokemon's decided to teleport. So it does rub me up the wall a little bit, Let me know your thoughts on that one, guys. Do you think that one's fair? But at the end of the day, we got what we wanted off the sandwich. This is my most desired psychic Pokemon in a shiny form, so fantastic. So we see, can we get in a Premier Ball? I was saying we had a good number to begin with, but we're slowly getting slim. But fantastic, we've managed to get it there on the with 5 remaining. So I think 4 Premier Balls left. So hopefully we'll be able to catch at least another shiny during this run in a Premier Ball. So next up, loading the game. This is on another day, so I would say, guys, this was split over two different days. So I've now made a flying sandwich, and we're going to be going to a Swablu outbreak. So we're going to eat a sandwich while we're knocking out 60 to get the higher shiny percentage, and hopefully one will spawn during that time, because it's happened quite often for me. And then, as we see, there's one right there on the cliff edge. Beautiful yellow or gold guy himself. Really nice shiny, this guy's. Not one of the greatest Pokemon, although I do quite like Altaria. Could do with slightly better base stats, but the move pool it has is always pretty hefty and pretty decent. See there, critical capture on the swab suit. That's fantastic. So next we go Alphanada, because I'd like to get a Bombardier. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the first part of the gameplay. Managed to stumble into this guy within a minute of leaving that Swablu outbreak, so this was fantastic. Didn't manage to get it. I think this was, it took me a few balls to get it, so probably about the 6th Premier Ball, I believe. But it's a very nice one to add to the team. Bombardier, after you've seen my bird gift, and you've seen my bird keep challenge, definitely a Pokemon I really rate now. We'll see. So now we're going to Area 0. We're going to be going for an Iron Jugulus. I did spend about 5 minutes in the cave previous, running around a little bit just to see how that was, and then this is the first time I've come to this little rock. And we'll see, first time I've managed to spawn a shiny. Another one where I've had a bit of a mess up, so I've saved it. What's happened is I've rolled forward, fallen straight off the cliff, but I forgot to record that bit. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but managed to get an Iron Juggler, so that's fantastic. And now we're moving on, so we're going to now have a water sandwich. This is going to be our final sandwich. Final little bit of a hunt, so we've got half an hour left. I do believe we've managed to get a full team now, but this is going to be a bonus, maybe gives us a few more options. So first we're going to be looking for a Shelter, because I'd really like to get a Cloyster on my team. Pokemon I really like, and big fan of the shiny. So we'll see how this one goes, and look, managed to get it first ball, critical capture, and great. The Shelter's not the greatest colour, but yeah, say Cloyster, fantastic. So then moving on, we're going to be going to Castle Rare Lake to try and get ourselves a Dreadnought. Again, fantastic shiny, and Pokemon I really like actually. I didn't like it at first when I played Sword and Shield, but the more I played, I really liked it. And this is one of the ones where I think you'll see an example of my good eyesight, because I'm not entirely sure how I managed to catch this one. You see I'm speeding away, and then all of a sudden I managed to catch a glimpse of that one, and I think, oh, that guy's green, isn't he? Well, hang about, yes he is. So here we go. Little Tutul there, and that's going to be our final shiny. But a fantastic little bunch of shinies, I think we'll agree, guys. So now that we've caught all our shinies, let's get them evolved and pick a team. Cue the montage.
Remember all the shit we used to do.
And okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get into a breakdown of the team before we get into the gameplay. So looking at the 6 Pokemon we've gone for Iron Jugulis, Gallade, Donphan, Cloyster, Dreadnought, Altaria. A good combination of moves. Nice tight balance, so I think we've got a reasonable bit of coverage there. And we're going to see how we get on. I say we're going to go play 3 games now, and we'll see how many victories we can get from that. But I hope you enjoy this one, guys. It was another fun challenge. Again, as usual, if you've got any suggestions for challenges you think I should do, or team compositions you think I'd enjoy playing, just leave them in the comments. Without further ado, let's get into this gameplay. And okay, so now that we've discussed the team, let's get into the gameplay. And while we're loading in, we'll just discuss the game plan a little bit. So the team that we've gone for, the main thing that we'll be looking at, ideally, is opening with a Donphan, because of his ability to use Earthquake. And then we're going to coincide that with running a Pokemon such as Altaria or Iron Jugulis, who's going to be able to avoid the attacks and be able to put split damage on the enemy whilst not damaging our own teammate. And then both Iron Jugulis and Altaria have got the ability to put some good moves, although Iron Jugulis, we're running the choice spec, so whatever move we go into, we're going to have to be locked into that for the game. So it does put us in a slight bit of a sticky wicket, and depending on, you know, if we make a misplay and choose the wrong move, it could affect us later on in the game. But we'll see how choice specs goes. I say I'm not a huge fan of the items myself. Definitely good in the fact that they boost your attack, but being locked into one attack sometimes is not always the greatest, especially when you run a Pokemon with the moveset like my Iron Jugulis currently as well. 4 moves are probably fairly viable. But we'll see. Right, so the enemies just use Trick Room. This is going to be a bit of an issue for me because this team's pretty quick. I would say outside of the Cloyster, everything's going to be probably winning most speed matchups in this battle, but we'll see how this one goes. So, and unfortunately, I think perhaps if I hadn't gone for the Dazzling Gleam off the start, maybe would have got rid of the Hatterene. The other thing I had to decide was which of the 2 were running Trick Room, because I do believe both have access to Trick Room. I had a feeling it could be the Indeedee, but it's okay. We've managed to survive the next turn, taking chip damage first, and then managed to take both the enemies off the field. So it's a reasonably good start from us. Due to the chance now Trick Room's up, we know we're going to be going second. There's a good chance both these Pokemon have been going down now, but it depends what kind of moves they're going to be putting out. So at this point, I think let's try and get a Sing in there. If we can bide some time, that would be beautiful, because we just need at this point to just see this Trick Room through, and we should be alright. I mean, we've got another 2 Pokemon sat in the halls, but say at this point we know he's attacking first each time. Now Claw, it's not a Pokemon I've used too much myself, but again, Pokemon I do quite like the moveset, so I think it does have a certain bit of viability. And unfortunately we see both Pokemon gone down as expected. Trick Room has done its job, so nice play from them. They definitely managed to get their timing right, it would appear. But let's see, so hopefully we're going to bring in Gallade and Iron Jugulis now. Hopefully they're both going to be able to withstand an attack, and hopefully we put out some damage, maybe to turn this game around. Maybe the trick Room is not going to be such a worry now, but we shall see. So this is a curious one. I did debate, do we go Wide Guard? Does he potentially run a move such as Rock Slide now that Iron Jugulis is on the field? But I was dubious of the matter. I think at this point we just wanted to try and get rid of the Iron Jugulis if possible. So let's try and get Air Slash on there for a bonus stab from the choice specs. Now I was debating, do we Terrestrialize her, but then I was unsure what moves. I wasn't sure if Iron Thorns had the ability to a poison move essentially, so I backed out and going for the Terrestrialization. Didn't feel it's the best move to go for this game. However, we'll see. probably would have been a better idea right now. There's a good chance we may have survived this pin missile, so I think back on that, it's probably a misplay from me. And in hindsight, I would say when you have the opportunity to Terra, even maybe if it doesn't seem viable, at least use it. Make sure you use it every game. Because yeah, I mean, that one I doubted myself, but I think actually, had I used it, that would put me in good stead, as we've managed to Oko the Iron Hands, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, we move in second now. I don't like this. I know Trick Room's still up, but it does appear like it's come down now, if you ask me. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. So we've lost that one, unfortunately. Didn't manage to get the Trick Room right, but let's get into game 2 and see if we could do any better. And just to remind you guys, as I say, we're going to play 3 games. I think that gives us a good sample size of how the team can do, and we'll see how many we can win. So right, game 2, we're 1 game down. Hopefully we can bring it back now. So as we see, I'm going to start with Iron Jugglers as opposed to Altaria this time. I think I had a little bit more viability, and based on the fact they were running Flutter Mane and a Golden Go, I thought it was going to be a good option. Hopefully we're going to be able to let's Oko Golden Go if it's running Focus Sash, at least get it all the way down, and then we're going to be coming in with the knockoff. Proceeded to go for the Golden Go because I think it's probably the better option to double up just in case it was running that Focus Sash. I wasn't too worried about Flutter Mane, especially knowing that I was outspeeding it. And as we see, managed to survive the attack there, so I think that's going to put us in good stead to be able to take this Flutter Mane down now. So quite a nice start from us. I'm unsure the speed stats that Goldfish is going to be putting out, and I'm also unsure if Earthquake is going to be hitting Flutter Mane. So I'm going to see how this one goes. Yeah, I say Newbury's going to be winning that speed matchup, so Iron Jugglers, your duty is done. I think we've seen, ideally, I think we've managed to get the most viable move for the choice specs, being his Dark Pulse. That's probably going to be the most powerful move he has access to on the current moveset he's running, so it was a good start. But we can see he's managed to even the odds back up with the Goldfish, and this does worry me a little bit, because I'm at this point thinking, does it win the speed matchup? I'm not sure if it's quicker than Altaria or not. More so at this point realised that I didn't check the Terra typing on most of these Pokemon, so I'm wondering, does Altaria have something beneficial? And yes it does have something beneficial. Luckily when it was a Swablu, I believe it was normal typing, wasn't it? So luckily we got a normal typing Terra. Very useful. If I remember correctly, Dreadnought was water. Would have preferred rock, but we'll take it. So yeah, going for Terrestrialization now, a bit of defense. Protects from let's say any rock or lightning moves that they could do. Sing on to the Rotom, fantastic. That was the one I was more worried about. I feel like the damage it's going to be putting out the Goldfish, which is it's not Tiang Lao, is it? I'll remember it by the end of the video, guys, as always. So yeah, I was more worried about the fish, so I think that was the one we're going to go for. Unfortunately, she managed to dodge the rock slide, so this made me think, let's go for the more accurate of the moves. Let's try and shore this up. I didn't feel confident running another rock slide. But we can see gone for a Terra now, so curious what they're going to go for. So again, this one where it definitely would have been more beneficial, I think, if they'd have gone for the Terra from the straight off when this Pokemon first came into the field. It's now taking a bit too much damage, so I'm getting a little bit of chip damage with the Dragon Pulse. At this point, because we got the Rotom asleep, I'm going to try and double up all my attacks into the fish. If we can get the fish off, I feel fairly confident in this one. I believe Rotom will probably outspeed my Dreadnought, but I'm hoping it will have enough health that can withstand attack if needs be. And we see that liquidation come in, fantastic, finished up the job. Your Terra type did nothing for you. Fire was not the one, my friend. Rotom still asleep. This is going fantastic. Could we be on for a win, guys? I think we might be. So we're going to finish this one off. I'm going to go for a slightly different move. We're going to go for Jaw Lock, just because we haven't used it this game. And so, fantastic. In the words of my friend,
nice.
1 from 1. Let's get into the last game and see, can we end up on a positive, or are we going to end up on defeat? We'll see. So let's get into this game. It's going to be an interesting one, slightly different lineup. Umbreon Salamence is going to be a questionable one to go up against. Does now mean that I probably come with the wrong start. If I had come with Dreadnought, it would have been a little bit better. We'd have the Rock Slide available. So unfortunately, Earthquake doesn't mean I'm not going to be hitting this Salamence for now. So we're going to be going in with a knockoff, and then I think ideally we're just going to go for a Hyper Voice and try and put out some split damage, split chip damage. So we're going to see they come with a Terrestrialization straight off the bat, and we're curious to see what they're coming for. So Steel type into Salamence, potentially questionable. Just in terms, I mean, it offers good defense. Does it offer any offense? Stab ability? Like you say, I mean, I would imagine Salamence has access to Iron Head, but. And it looks like it might be one of those games, guys. We've come into a yawner. So, pretty much every other turn it looks like we're going to have a Pokemon going to sleep, but we'll see how this one goes. So far I believe the moves we've seen from the Umbreon were Follow Me and a Yawn. So currently we know it's not going to be putting out any damage against us. Due to this, I'm thinking, right, okay, we're going to be focusing up in Salamence for now, but actually, even if it wasn't terrestrialized, I think, keep focusing on Salamence. Yeah, the Umbreon, continuous yawns, not putting out any damage at the moment. So while the going's good and we're not going to be taking any chip damage, let's go for it. Again, alright, so I needed to do the exact math on that one, but I think knockoff would have actually got the kill there. Me being me thought, yeah, I'll go for Thunderfang, just test it out. And potentially come back to hurt me a little bit. So it's annoyed me a little bit, so I'm thinking I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and we're going to try and get Umbreon down now. It's annoying me a little bit too much. Hopefully at this point Iron Jugglish is going to wake up and we can just get that little bit of chip damage to finish off Salamence. But unfortunately he's gone and hit a blooming critical, which ain't good. So Donphan down, but this does now mean we can bring in Dreadnought and hopefully have access to Rock Slide. I think this will finish off Salamence and hopefully put a little bit of decent chip damage onto Umbreon. And then, well, we could be in a good stead. We've got rid of their Terra Pokemon. I think that leaves us in the right stead. I say so far we've analysed that the Umbreon hasn't run any attacking moves. We're going to see, does it produce any further on in the game. An interesting, good move from Salamence. But as we see, the sleep has run out. Managed to get that Hyper Voice in there, just that little bit of chip damage that we needed. As we see, yeah, I think as previously stated, if we've potentially switched Iron Jugglish's Terra typing, gone normal to get an extra stab bonus, I think Hyper Voice might be a reasonably effective move. And I say, based the stats of Iron Jugglish, the speed stat is very, very good. Seems to be outspeeding most things. I mean, I think we all knew it was going to be fairly good, being that it's essentially based off Hydreigon. and Hydreigon does very well on the speed meta. But so we're going to see what their final Pokemon is now, and oof, it's a little bit challenging. So I believe there's 3 Pokemon left. With our Pokemon, not the greatest stat, but let's see how we can do. So we've got locked into the Hyper Voice. Unfortunately, we're doing anything to Golden Go, but hopefully Dreadnought's going to be able to put enough damage in there, and also hopefully have the speed matchup sorted, that we don't take too much damage, and we can put ourselves in good stead to try and win this one. So we'll see. It's coming with a Power Gem now. Oh, unfortunate. Iron Jugulus down. That's not great. Doesn't make me feel great. But we'll see how it goes. So Jawlock, oh, very good. Very good, very good. Oh, now I'm hitting the crits, baby. How you like me now? Yawn. But as I say, I think as we've noticed earlier, this Umbreon nothing to worry about. It's annoying because it can keep yawning me, which is going to be a problem. But as long as we hit everything else in the other slot and we can take it out, I don't think it's going to be an issue, because that Umbreon ain't putting out any damage. Which is why, boys and girls, at least run 1 damage and move. I believe Umbreon has the access to foul play. You should have put it on there, son. So we see it coming with an Rangaroon now. Questionable. I'm curious how this one's going to go. So looking, we've got super effective move on both Pokemon. Fantastic. So we're going to see how this goes. I would imagine we're winning the speed matchup in this one. Sayonara, Umbreon. You were annoying. You were there. Now you're dead. Okay, let's get a Jawlock onto the Rangaroo. So unfortunately, not enough damage, but it can't run away anymore. So that's a bonus. It's what we need in this fight. Aguaberry managed to get it back to half health. That could be difficult. That could be an issue. But we'll see. I think the chances are we're probably going to be putting on chip damage with the close combat now, based off of the power of the move. I think we're going to be there. Not only have they yawned all game to annoy us, they are now stalling out what could be a potential victory. So, switching into close combat now, let's try and get this one finished off. Woo! And guys, we did it. So we managed to end with a positive one. The kill death ratio is good, 2-1. And guys, this was my attempt at catching a shiny team within 2 hours, building composition, and then taking in battles online. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. And as always, keep it holy, and I'll catch you in the next one.